Hello, my name is Jairus. I am an artist exploring the invisible and the unseen through art. And this channel is just to document my journey and my art processes and sharing my ideas and inspirations around art. If you are enjoying my content, feel free to subscribe below to see more as I post more. The goal for me, art wise, is to build a life that is centered around art where I can eventually work on art full time and explore those ideas and the unseen and invisible through art while living sustainably and abundantly. Today, I am going to the river valley to drop off some flowers that I had used a dozen roses for a ritual I do every new moon. And I leave the flowers out on my table until they start to wilt and die. And then I offer them back to the river so that all the energy imbued into them during the ritual can go back into nature, into God, and all that lovely stuff. Hello, everyone. I'm here at the River Valley. Every month during the new moon, I do a ritual, which I learned when I was in the Philippines, spending my time with Baybaylan. Baybaylan is a spiritual healer. They were more prominent in pre-colonial times, and some of them are still operating in the Philippines, more so, a lot of them more so secretively. But this ritual is something I learned from her. And on my offerings, I usually include a dozen red roses. So after the ritual, I keep the roses on my kitchen table until they kind of wither and are about to die. So then I have to, get rid of them. And rather than throwing them in the garbage, I come to the river to offer them to nature. So I'm at my favorite spot. It's just about maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes walk from my place. And it is one of my favorite scenic spots in the river. It's very private, or a little bit private. I'll show you the view right now. You can see the whole of downtown over there. And one of the major bridge arteries over there called the Walterdale Bridge. And this is the river. It's winter right now, so it's mostly frozen. Actually, it's spring, but it takes a while for the snow here where I live to melt. So it's on its way to melting. You can see some of it is melted already in the middle there, and that will continue to happen as the weather gets warmer. What I usually do is I find some snow on the ground, and I bury the roses under the snow. And then I say a little prayer, and I give thanks to the flowers and return them back to nature. So I will do that right now. Here are the roses. I don't know if you can see. There you go. And then I usually cover them up with snow. I'll do this a little better when I'm not recording because it's hard to hold a camera while I'm doing this. So there we go. Roses are buried. And then I'm going to just spend some time here giving thanks to the river and nature and the roses for their contributions to the ritual. The ritual I do is for my ancestors mostly, and prayers also for friends and family and just all sentient beings in the world. And for me, it's a way to build a relationship with God. God can mean many things to many different people. For me, I've spent quite a bit of time reframing and redefining what that word means. I know a lot of people have a lot of resistance to using that word because it has been loaded a lot just by certain religions. But I think it's important to really create your own personal relationship with that word. And I am a very spiritual person. And for a long time I just used the word the universe or source or whatever, but I think it's a good practice to reclaim that word for yourself. And so when I say God, everyone has different words for it, but that's what I mean. I don't mean some man with a beard in the sky. God is much more than that. I think I maybe take on a more animistic view of what God is for me, because I see God as everything in this reality that I experience, whether it's the trees, the nature, myself, other human beings, animals. It really encompasses everything, and everything that exists is a fragment of God. Yeah, so I give thanks to God, and that's what God means for me. I'm on my walk back home after having offered my ritual flowers to the river. And on the way back home, there's a farmer's market. I'm going to stop by. I'll give you guys a glimpse of that. I'm going to go buy some injera bread for this kind of curry that I made yesterday to eat with. Here's some murals along the way. Some jazz musicians, and it's just kind of some buildings in the city where I live in. Very colorful, very nice. So it looks like they only sell injera with a platter, which I don't really want to buy. So I didn't end up buying anything at the farmer's market. However, there is a Lebanese grocery store near my work, and they sell injera there, and it's pretty cheap, so I'll just buy some there later this week maybe. Back here at home. Thanks for hanging out with me while I went to the river, went to the farmer's market, got nothing. If you're enjoying my videos, feel free to subscribe down below, and looking forward to seeing you later.